In Sky Podcast, on today's episode, we have Kill Sadist. Go ahead and give yourself a little bit of an introduction for the people who don't know about you.
Oh, hey, bro. I'm KILLSADIST. I'm from South Australia. Been living here my whole life. I just fucking make music, bro. I don't really have much introduction for myself. I ain't that cool.
So you said you're from South Australia?
Yeah, bro.
What city, like what area or city specifically?
I live in a small town, like a small, beach town called Victor Harbour, close to Adelaide.
Close to where?
Adelaide. It's the capital of South Australia.
Okay, so how's it split up in Australia?
So there's Canberra, that's one of the states, and then that's not a state?
No, that's a city.
That's a city. Oops. Wait, Leah, help me out. ACT is the Australian Capital Territory, and then we got New South Wales, we got Victoria, we got South Australia, Western Australia, Northern Territory, and Queensland, and Tasmania.
Well,
Yeah, bro.
it's not really relevant, but I just wanted to know. So,
Yeah.
what was your specific upbringing like? What was your childhood like coming up?
I was really sheltered. I was just in a house a lot of the time.
So
Didn't
like your
really,
parents wouldn't let you go outside type shit?
not really, bro. I kind of just stayed in my room.
What kind of shit did you find yourself doing, like, to kind of pass the time?
Just be like singing in the shower, playing with toys, and like doing fuck all. Really, like there's not much to do in a house where your parents are really strict.
I feel that. So they wouldn't even let you, like, play video games and shit like that?
Nah, that's the main thing that they didn't want me doing was playing video games because they thought it would rot my brain
That's fucked.
and
That
like make
sucks.
me, yeah. They thought it would just make me a little brat.
So how old are you? I don't think I got to ask you
I'm
that.
18
You're
years old.
18. Okay. And how did you find yourself, like, because I imagine if they don't let you play video games, then they probably wouldn't let you listen to hip hop. How did you find yourself kind of getting into hip hop?
I ended up like having a friend introduce me to Lil Peep and shit when I was around like 16, 15. And so that kind of as soon as I heard that shit, I was just like, alright, this is what I like listening to. This is definitely it. Like first kind of stuff I was listening to though, like first starting out would have been like Radiohead, different kinds of just bands. I wasn't even really listening to rap until I was older.
And are you still living with your parents?
I live with my dad right now because I don't have any money.
I feel you. So is he not as strict as, like, kind of trying to keep you sheltered, or, like, is it?
I'm not as sheltered anymore, but he's just still very strict. He kind of like drains me of all my money.
I feel that, bro. I feel that. So, when did you start making music?
I started making music exactly 2 years ago.
And so were you, like, kind of rapping before and then you started recording, or did you instantly go into recording?
I started with writing like a lot of raps that put a lot of time into, make sure that they were good enough. And then one day a couple of my music homies came round and they were like, hey, we're recording today, and I was like, what are you guys recording? Show me. And they started like doing this Aussie hip hop type stuff. That's what everyone does here. And then I just decided to start rapping, and they put me on that day, and then all of a sudden I was a rapper.
Hell yeah. So is that where you go to record?
I record in my house now.
What kind of setup do you have?
I've got a portable Rode mic, my MacBook, and that's it.
Now, are your parents, like, real supportive of your rap career?
My mum doesn't really talk about it because she doesn't really understand it, you feel me? But
Hmm.
my dad is supportive of it because he obviously sees the money around it.
I bet you, like,
Yeah.
whenever you get features and stuff, then he's like, wow, okay.
Yeah, pretty much, bro.
So I see you got like face tats and stuff like that. What do they think about that? Is that kind of
Uh,
like a big thing in Australia?
I it's not a big thing at all. That's why I did it. Um, fucking. So I was living. I'd just been kicked out of home at this point, and I was living with a friend, and I just bought my own stick and poke kit, and I was just looking in the mirror, and I just started tatting my face, you know. And I saw my dad that night. He didn't really approve. Mum didn't approve, but it's not like they hate me now.
That's cool though that you just kind of did it yourself and said fuck it.
Yeah, exactly. Because I don't know, I was just kind of like hating how normal I looked, and I kind of just wanted to make it so I stood out a little bit more than just some other kid from Australia.
Now, has your music taken off more than like the guys you kind of started with?
Yeah, well, I like to stay humble, but yeah, I'd say so.
So at that point, I'm taking a couple steps back. At that point, whenever you started recording with them, was you taking it 100% serious?
Yeah. I was like, I would always be taking this shit seriously.
What kind of situation was your life in before you started taking music seriously?
I was living in a really gross house with a bunch of really gross people because I just got kicked out.
That
I
sucks.
was kind of like it. I hate to say it, but I call it a crack house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Crack house.
And it got to the point where I pretty much just had to have a lock on my door all the time to keep people that lived with me away from my room, trying to steal my shit.
So why'd you get kicked out of your house?
'Cause I think my stepdad saw me as a bit of a threat to his, like, relationship with my mum. Just didn't really, like me being around. We fought too much, so he kicked me out.
Okay, okay. So as far as your rap career, or like not that, but like just the whole community in Australia or South Australia where you live, how would you describe that?
Um, Emerging. It's all starting to happen, I guess. People are all working out what they want to do. They're all working out that they want to do things greater than just having a job. So, they all start making, art and shit like that, trying to, make a name for themselves. I'd just say all the scene's kind of just emerging at the moment. Whole bunch of underground artists just, popping off.
Now, is there anybody that has like a really big buzz around them down there or
In
over there
in Australia,
in your area, specific like
in
South
my area,
Australia?
in my area, like I reckon the most crazy thing I've heard of someone, like someone getting like a show with it, Xavier Wolf. I'd say Webby is doing the best at the moment. Well,
Webby.
Webby lives in Melbourne though.
I've never heard of them.
Hey, yeah, no, not many people know the Australian artist. Hey,
Is rap like a really big thing? I see where Adam 22's always over there now. I'm guessing it's like
hey,
getting
true.
big.
Oh, it is over in the east.
Yeah, in the East apparently.
What rap?
Yeah. I reckon Adam's been checking out the Australian type hip hop kind of scene.
I fuck with it for real. Like
Hey, true.
if I didn't fuck with it, then I wouldn't have hit you up. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
exactly, bro. Exactly.
So just other than rap, like once you take your music to a certain point, do you want to do anything else? What are kind of some of your other aspirations, things that you want to do?
Uh, I really like tattooing people, and I really want to invest in space travel.
Hell yeah, that's cool. What
Yeah,
what
like
makes you
once I
so
get
interested
enough
in
money.
space?
Yeah. Well, it's the only big thing out there that we don't know anything about apart from the ocean. It's like it's full of mysteries and it's something that we should be investing in.
That's true. I do think it's crazier that we know less about the ocean than we do about space. That's
Hey, for real,
mind-boggling.
bro. It is pretty crazy.
But there's only a certain point you can go down to where like the pressure won't fuck you, because that's what
Hmm
really kills you down there. It's fucked.
Exactly. Fuck that shit, bro. Because
Is
like
it?
literally, it's just shit tons of water above you, bro.
it's always crushing down on you. You don't even think about it like that, but that's how it
Yeah.
is. And
Exactly,
like,
bro.
we don't even know half the things that could be down there. Also,
Megalodon could be down there, bro. That big shark, like.
what's that one trench, Mariana's Trench? Is that near Australia?
That's where is the Marianas Trench, Leah?
I have no idea.
You have no
Near
idea.
India? I think it's near India.
Yeah, for real, for real.
But back to the interview.
Yeah.
What inspires a lot of your music?
A lot of my music, I'd say, is inspired by bands before samples and whatnot. You know, they'd be using like just their instruments and shit. That kind of shit is the music that I listen to and think, all right, well, this is what I should be listening to get better and, you know, improve my music. You feel me? Like
Yeah, I
shit
got
like
you.
just like Slipknot, fucking Foo Fighters, Nirvana, Radiohead and shit. All of those bands. Big influences.
And how would you say
Especially
you're recording?
Red Hot Chili Peppers too. What were you
Hell
gonna say,
yeah, I
bro?
love them. I love Red Hot Chili Peppers.
There you
But
go. Uh,
what would you say your recording process is?
pretty smooth. You know, like I don't really have too many troubles or anything. It's a pretty smooth process. Just get it done, really. You know.
I feel you. So it's kind of like you just go there, get it done, get it over with,
Yeah,
really.
exactly, bro. It's just put everything into it, get it done. Try not to make too many mistakes.
I feel you. So, how did you come up with your name?
I got my name from a friend. Like he just started calling me it and it stuck and I added kill in the front.
Did he ever give you like a reason why he called you it, or he was like randomly start calling you that shit?
He actually never did really give me a reason. He's like, "You're a sadist." And I was like, "Why?" You know, like, why? And he's like, "I don't know, man. You're just sadist." And he just started calling me it. He kept saying, and it just stuck. And I was like, "Okay, looks like I'm a sadist."
That's funny. So,
Yeah, yeah.
any messages you want to give to the audience, the people that's listening?
Just do what makes you happy, really. Don't conform to what other people think you should be doing, and just do what makes you the happiest, really. I don't know. I'm not great with advice.
So, any shout outs you want to give to anybody?
Shout out Yates XV, shout out Baby NASCAR, shout out Holy Vexy. I'm done.
Thank you for listening to the In the Sky podcast. Thank you so much, Kill Sadist, for coming on here and let me get to know you, bro.
Hey, you're welcome. Thank you for having me on.